This is a Frank podcast.
The Warriors Life Podcast 2025, episode 36, brought to you by King's Container Crew, our favourite container crew outfit and yours. Hit them up, kingscontainercrew.com for all your container packing and unpacking solutions. Hit the Work With Us tab if you want to get a gig with those guys. Geez, what a great bunch they are over there at KCC, eh, Brad?
Good bastards. Real good bastards, that lot. Yeah, great team. They're a great team as opposed to the other team that we are huge fans of.
Yeah.
What are we doing here, man? What are we doing here?
I know. Also brought to you by New Zealand CAB and Frank Podcast. But yeah, not exactly happy to be here to talk about Saturday's loss, 24-16 to the Titans. I think Daniel, he was in here about half an hour ago just to let us know. Fuck, what a depressing loss, eh, boys? I think he summed it up. I think we just shut her down now, Brad. That's just about all you need to say.
Go to some highlights of old shows.
Go and watch some Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Jeez, just the blown opportunity for one thing. Broncos go down to the Eels on Friday night. It's just a gift-wrapped opportunity at home to go 5 points clear in fourth, just about wrap up your top four spot. Leave the door ajar. Just flat 10-0 early after 8 minutes. Looks like a cakewalk. Then just, got grinded into the core of the earth by the high finishing Titans, 40-44. We were error prone, defensively inept, and they took full advantage. Credit to the Titans, they're good. Just annoying it happened against us because they've been shithouse all year, and found a way to live up to their potential against us in Auckland. Geez, that would be disappointing being in the stands there.
Yeah, and that was one we were on up. We're going up to the Parramatta game, which is actually looking more and more nervous week by week. I eyed that game as like a sure thing, and the Titans was another option. So, yeah, that would have been a cold, lonely place for the Larkin family up there Saturday night after that. God. Then, of course, the Titans, they just played probably their best game they've played in 10 weeks against us. Foreign looked like he was 18.
He was sensational. Jaden Campbell, superb.
Yeah.
They're big, fast backs. We were worried about them, and justifiably so.
At one stage, their two props with two passes teared us apart through the middle with a little interchange. Like Jamin Jolliffe to whose old mate that I was ragging off last week as well from ex-Parramatta prop, Gillard.
Campbell Gillard, yeah.
Yeah, little 1-2, boom, straight through the middle. Looked like bloody Alfie Langer and a Walters boy out there.
No Tino, Faisal, Malaawi, and they still destroyed us. 54% possession. They won, obviously, the meters and post-contact meters counts on the back of that, but they also had a higher set distance, 42-40. So, just won the middle as well, as well as just being highly disciplined with and without the ball. And we couldn't keep up, barely fired a shot, really, after that 8-minute burst in the opening stages. Disappointing performances sort of all over the park, a few standouts, which we'll come to soon. But, Brad, we both had guests at our respective homes, and a bit of a disjointed watch. Probably for the best, because I would have hated sitting there concentrating 100% on that. I would have been bitter.
I would have been feral. Luckily, I had a couple in me, and I was eating decent food, or else and had company. But I take partial blame. I should, after 30 plus years of this team being in the competition, I should know not to invite friends around to enjoy the Warriors with, because it never ends well. Every time
really does it? Yeah.
Especially if they're not really huge Warriors fans, and you're sort of just talking them through how the season's going so far and all that. You're like, they should do them. And even at halftime, I said to them on the couch, they're leading, but we're better. We'll win this. We'll win it. But it was, we've been lethargic for a few weeks now. That in between the buys and out of the it's been a good 6 7 weeks of pretty dull footy.
Yeah, it has been. I mean, the Tigers win probably better than the scoreline made it look, 34-14. Obviously, Lekker's try to win it a week ago was incredibly exciting, iconic, but papered over the cracks of a poor performance, which all sort of came out in the wash against the Titans. And between those two buys, we were pretty ordinary. So again, just not cashing in at Mount Smart as well. Just looking at our season so far, we got that win over the Tigers, but either side of that, losing to an Origin depleted Penrith side, which was unacceptable. The loss to Canberra as well. So that's 3 of our last 4 at Mount Smart. Just we're selling. It's like last year, selling it out, but not chalking up the wins.
Yeah, far out. Oh, that's not good, is it? It's not good at the moment, and it's hard to see where the change is going to come from. You can tinker with a few positions in that, but Leotawa went down injured again in the weekend, didn't he? So centre's still in trouble.
Whether he's going to, I don't know, Fonz will be joining us, by the way, everyone. Welcome to everyone that's watching live too and commenting, and if you've got some questions, chuck them in. Mark Cryer, can't believe I'm so downbeaten we could likely finish top 4. Yeah, that's how I feel. Mark, we're top 4 and we're acting like we're
pissing and moaning
for the spoon, but it's I think it's probably our trajectory and what we can actually achieve if we get to the finals playing this sort of footy, and where we're actually likely to finish if we continue playing like this. Got Dolphins this weekend who have been blowing teams off the park, a bit inconsistent still, but terrifying matchup for the Warriors in this current state with their backline pace. Bulldogs the week after that. St George Illawarra at home. Titans, who are our bogey team, 6 of the last 7 the Titans have won. Barely, they must account of about 40% of their wins over that time in total. So we play them over on the Gold Coast in round 25, then Parramatta, which we'll be at in the penultimate round, and then potentially a very crucial game against a likely desperate Manly side at Four Pines Park. So it's not the worst run home, but none of those look like gimmies whatsoever.
Not of the state of play at the moment. I after last week, sorry to go back to last week's game, after that game, the Knights one, I really thought Webby wouldn't let that happen 2 weeks in a row and they'd be switched on the following week. And they did come out switched on, but just switched off just as quick. Like it all ended after 10 minutes. That leadership thing that Fonz was talking about last week, that might be a big part of it, lacking a bit of leadership out there. Fisher Harris isn't vocal, is he? Who's the one yapping out there?
Yeah, I guess you're looking to Egan's, who went off injured, and that was pretty crucial. Maybe Aaron Clark. I'm not sure who the sort of talkers are out there. Fisher Harris, I thought, had a pretty big game, season high, 150 meters, 46 tackles. He worked his ass off, couldn't have done a hell of a lot more. Bevan Donovan's asked, do we think we're struggling against bigger packs without Barnett? I think we are. Like Ford's been great, but he's probably been more effective off the bench, or the Warriors have been better when he's been off the bench. He did a mountain of work, over 50 tackles again, but Barnett's sort of, I guess, just that aggression and impact we do.
Yeah.
We are lacking a bit. We sort of got that win against the Sharks, and it made us sort of momentarily forget that we were missing Barnett, and then we haven't really played particularly well against anyone since. So, that Barnett factor is bigger.
That's why I'd like to see Capewell shift back into the Fords, into the middle, get him back in there. And he's getting dudded at that centre at the moment. He's been outdone by a couple of classy, speedy centres last couple of weeks. So get him back in the centre, because he's
that edge is a mess. Him and Dallin, I know it's not really, it's also not helping what's happening inside with Tanner Boyd and Marata. But they just look all at sea out there.
Do you put Marata in the middle?
Yeah, I thought we looked really good with Marata there, and that allows you to still have Laban in the team, and you're probably dropping Tanner Smith out of the side, Ford back to the bench. I mean, he's done nothing wrong, TSS, but yeah, that's the way I'd be going. And getting a centre in there, my preference, I'll say this before Fonz comes on, would be Chance to centre and Tane to fullback. Tane's been excellent whenever he's played. Chance is rock solid at centre. And I just think we need a decent centre out there. Rocco, who I wouldn't even bring back anyway, since he's not come back till around 25. Leotawa out injured again. I mean, I think we're just really...
We need to...
Yeah, like Cape Wells is not doing him or the team any favours, I don't think.
What would do the team better? Would the team overall be better if Lecker was out there for the end of the season?
I think
really?
So. We've got that many back rowers.
Yeah.
You know, even if you had to bring another one, young Eddie Iramea Tuava in for a debut. I mean, Lecker he does a lot of work. Is probably he's sort of making 35 plus tackles a game, which you'd miss. But geez, he'd be good in the centres.
Yeah, but I reckon you get Capewell in there though, into his spot, swap the two around. Capewell will make those tackles that Lecker's doing. Yeah, I don't. Something needs to change. And do you reckon if we limp towards the finals and we do make the finals in this sort of form, I wonder what Coach Webby does then? Is he gonna try and stick? Well, if it's not working now, he's gonna have to do something drastic if this carries on, isn't he? Heading into the finals. Yeah.
And it's kind of like nowish is the time you want to, if you're going to make changes, or whether he's just banking on these, this team being able to get him through, and he's pretty reticent to make changes. I think he kind of maybe needs to make some, elephant in the room. Dallin is battling still. Probably again hard to blame what happened defensively on Dallin, but he was 10 kilometers
still
off
below
his wing,
par.
But just little things. The sin bin, absolute cock up.
Jammed in and tackled a guy without the ball.
Knocking over a ball over the dead ball line when he was already dead, and costing a dropout. Just little things like that. He's a bit better on the carry this week, but it's not a.
He's got a lot of sucking up to do with the fan base, I think, Dallin.
They're turning on him. They're turning on him.
Yeah,
we got the Fonz in. Fonz is in the
Hello.
green room. We'll bring him in if he's ready. Fonzarelli, how are you, mate?
What's going on, boys?
Hello,
how are you?
Fonz. Yeah, all right, bud.
Yeah, we're
little somber, to be honest, my man.
Yeah. She wasn't real flash, was she?
No.
Not at all.
Lay it on us, Fonz. What the hell went wrong from your point of view? We've been saying it was generally shithouse, but got anything more technical to add?
But I've got a bit. So let's start with the Titans, right? They're running dead last, so you feel like that's horrible that you've got beaten by them. But they weren't too bad, man. I thought they were pretty good.
They were great, yeah.
Yeah, so that wasn't, in my head, that wasn't us losing to the worst team in the comp, because they didn't play like the worst team in the comp on the weekend. For example, I think they played better than Newcastle did the week before, would be my opinion on that. There was a few things they did really well. So Desi's got them really, they tangle you up in the ruck, don't they? Every play the ball, there's freaking arms tangled up, and it just slows the ruck down, and they just seem to have got away with it to a point where it really affected us. Then they were doing stuff like, putting Beauformor on Tanner one-on-one a lot of the time, which was, pretty effective at wearing him down and scaring that right edge. And then they obviously exploited the right edge, and we'll get into the right edge in a sec. And then Foreign's pulling out some crazy cutouts, and their halfback was kicking. Who's the young halfback again?
Jaden Campbell.
Campbell, yeah. Geez, man, he kicked beautifully. They completed at 94%, or thereabouts. So, I mean, this was a good performance from the Titans, right? And then you look at it as we had them, when we held possession and so on early on, we had them belted, like with some of the simplest tries you'll ever see. Just shift left and glide over the line, right? Was basically what we were doing. Then Egan goes off, and we've talked about before, we missed the leadership of Barnett, we missed the threat of Metcalf. Then suddenly you've lost Egan, who is, one of our most important players. We're bringing on Temare, he's a handy player, but we had Temare making 50 tackles in them. I think, have a look, he can probably make 45, 50 tackles, right? I don't reckon he's made 45, 50 tackles in a month, in the past. So all of a sudden, the Titans just have this spot in the line through the middle that they're just going to run at. So he's completely gassed. He's a defender who's going to get post-contact meters pushed through him because he's not used to defending in the middle and he's not got that build. So all these things I added up and I go, well, actually, it wasn't a horrible loss, really. But I did see enough now to have some opinions on what the ceiling of this team as it currently is constituted is. And I'm not particularly excited. So that's probably an next thing to talk about. Yeah.
Just one comment here from Gabe. I know you guys are reluctant to admit it based on your past comments, but Metcalf is the main reason we made the finals in 2023, and he's the main reason we are fourth. I agree with you on the latter. I don't think we're fourth without him because of that X factor and some of the big games he had. I don't think he was the main reason we made the finals in 2023. We would have made it with Tamati there. Tamati got injured and Metcalf eventually came back. He was good, but I wouldn't say it was the main reason.
I agree.
We're certainly missing him now. And, Boyd had a good first up game and, probably a couple of less impressive ones. But I also don't think he's sort of the problem at the moment either, or why the team's sort of travelling poorly. Just tough time to come in for him. And any thoughts on Boyd's performance in general, Fonz, on the back of Newcastle's one as well?
So to sort of talk to Gabe's comment as well, and probably some others that have been there, I actually think it's not Metcalf as a player, it's the balance of the team is fucked now, right? So, and just to go back to 2023, you could have had me at 6 and we're making the finals in 2023, right? It's like had 2 pitches and nothing, in my view, to do with that. There was a lot of other things happening in that season, but I think it's the balance. So I've said on here before, we don't have a 7 and a 6 with CHT and Tanner. We've got 2 6.5s, if you know what I mean. Because CHT is kind of more a 7 than a 6 in some ways, and Metcalf's kind of more a 6 than a 7. So between the two of them, Metcalf and CHT were sort of a good complement, right? What's happened now is we've got Tanner, and he's a 7.5. Right, there's not a tiny bit of 6 in him. He's an out and out, on the ball, organising 7. But then you've got CHT, who's not your sort of classic 6, and so I don't think those two complement each other well at all. Right, I think it's slow, it's predictable, it's lateral, and I think we need to change the halves. Is my opinion. But what I would do is I would swap CHT for Temare, and it's not dropping CHT, like I'm not dropping him. I'm not saying I now think he's a bad player. I think he's a great player, right? But he does not work well with Tanner Boyd, is my sense of it. And I reckon there's a higher ceiling with Temare, who's more your out and out 6, if we can get him to play as a 6. But his natural style is as an out and out 6. He's like a 6-1 fullback /6 type player, and he would complement Tanner Boyd very well. And I think we should just push all the chips in and go, let's just do that, right? Because I'll tell you now, I'm going to go on a bit of an extended rant here. I don't want to change chance, right? So let's step back. We need some more creativity to be able to turn possession and good ball into points, right? I think, can we all agree that that's right?
Yeah, that's mud at the moment.
Okay, so where are we going to get it from? You can say I'm going to put Tane in at fullback, but remember my sort of analogy from last week or whatever it was about the pizza base and the toppings, right? There's no use putting toppings on unless you built the base first. Chance is critical to building the base. His yardage, his defensive organisation, his defensive work, right, I think is just critical, and you don't want to stuff with that at this stage of the year. So in my view, you've got to keep Chance at fullback. I just think you have to do that. so that our back three are getting better than average yardage, and our busted pack with no Mitch Barnett is able to roll off the back of that yardage. So then I've got to find the creativity somewhere else. And I think it's that Tanner Boyd playing first receiver on the ball 7, both sides of the ruck, Temaru bobbing up both sides of the ruck, second receiver, I think is the way to do it. Is it definitely going to work? No. Does it give us a higher ceiling than these two blokes, one playing an out-and-out 7 role and the other playing half a 7 role? I think it does. So that's kind of where I'm at coming out of the weekend.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't personally. I don't see it sort of giving us that much more of an advantage. I sort of like what Chanel provides as someone that has a bit of a point of difference, but I totally agree. It doesn't seem to be gelling with him and Boyd, but I don't know. I just don't quite see it working with, improving it drastically with Tamati, because I've just got visions of him just sort of being super quiet at, next to an on-the-ball half like Johnson, mostly last year. It became quite glaring. Personally, I would like to see Tane at fullback and Chance at centre, because our centres suck. And
we got to talk about that. Yeah, we got to talk about that.
I like
just to finish. I think Chance can still do a lot of the grunt work and the big carries as a centre. Our centres are pretty quiet on the carry in general. Pompey is a guy that's going to make 15 runs a game. Neither is Kate Wells a stopgap or Rocco if he's there. But I think that Chance can, and I don't know. I don't think they will, but still, yeah, that would be my preference, just given that lack of creativity and particularly strike at the other end. I think Tane can provide that. I'd certainly get your point, Fonz, that that we do lose something without Chance there, and that his size and yardage and all that. But I don't know, on balance, I just like the idea of changing it up.
Yeah, I don't mind the tomato. I'd go I'll just chuck the whole New South Wales Cup spine in there. Healy's going to be in at 9 this week anyway.
Get Jed in there, you reckon?
Who? No, but Tanner and Martin together in the halves. Healy at hooker. Yep. Tane at fullback. Chance at centre. Halasima at the other centre. What else am I going to do? I don't know. You're just tinkering, and you spend so long tinkering in your head with this team at the moment because, far out.
Yeah.
Is it a simple fix at the moment?
What do you reckon we do with that 3/4 line, Fonz? They just keep plugging away with, obviously, Rogers a lock there on the wing. He's been fantastic, but and Pompey, I guess, is you wouldn't drop Pompey, but what about those other two spots? Can you change anything? Is there anyone better?
Did you guys hear that noise coming through just then? Or no? Okay, good. So
you heard a ghost or something. Did you hear that, man?
Oh, no.
Did you hear that?
I got all these notifications going all over the shop on my computer, and I couldn't work out if they come through the. So you leave the left edge the hell alone because it's working, I think. So then, what are you doing with the right edge? Okay, so I'm not dropping Dal. I know everyone wants to drop Dal. I'm not dropping Dal. Our best footy in the last 5 years was played with Dallin at right wing. And if we're going to do anything this year, we need to get our best players playing their best. He has to come good. No one else has the ceiling that Dal has in attacking shape. To me, you just got to get in there, kick him in the balls, do whatever you have to do, but you got to get him on that right wing playing his best footy, right? So you got to do that.
How many more games do you do that for, Fonz? It's going to come to an end though with Dal if he keeps playing like this. How many more games does he get to prove it?
Look, I mean, there's not a lot of games left, mate. We got what is it? 6 games, 6 rounds, and then current form, you're going out straight sets, or maybe a Jagger win, from 5th or something. So like there's not a lot of time to start stuffing around. Now, a big part of the problem on that right edge has been a lack of continuity. The people on that right edge got different centers, they've got a different half, different back rowers, right? So chucking a new winger in the mix is it's not obviously going to improve things, I don't think. The problem
What about, Tane was, I thought, on the whole, really good on Dallon's wing when he was out early in the year and contributed pretty well to some good wins and getting us off to that flying start. Not a totally off the wall, have to adjust option because he has been there for a significant chunk of the year.
Yeah, but he wasn't.
I know you're not a huge fan of
I reckon Tane's overrated by the fan base, is my personal opinion. I like him. I love that he's in our squad, but I personally think he's overrated. That's just me. So I think he has done well with yardage, but it's been, precarious, right? Your heart's always in your mouth about is he about to get ragdolled, and if it doesn't quite work out, he can be. His attack is good. He's got some creativity that come through as a half, but I mean, he's not the second coming of Reece Walsh there, man. Like I don't quite see that. And he scored some awesome individual tries stepping back inside when he had that stint earlier in the year. And geez, we could have some of that now. But if I've got a meter on the right edge and someone's got to get the ball down in that meter, do you want Tane to do it or do you want Dow to do it?
I want Dow to do it, but he's not. He scored 2 tries from kick and then one out over in the corner, which was good. And
when you're blaming your winger, it's like Brad as a builder blaming his bloody hammer, mate. Like, the winger just sits on the end and does what it's told. You know what I mean? Like, it's not.
I get that, but I mean, if he's if they're not getting the opportunities on that right wing, then have a right winger that's going to do something else and not fuck up all the time.
Yeah, well, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm kicking the cat and swearing at the wall when he's fucking up. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is not good enough from him. Like, I'm not happy with it. The question is, if I look ahead 8 weeks and go, in 8 weeks we're going to be playing Melbourne or Canberra or Penrith or someone to try and make a prelim, right? Like, what do I want? What do I want to see? I think I need Dallin playing his best footy, and I think I've got to stick with it and see if he can do it. That's
who's going to play him into form inside him then at the centre position?
Oh, fuck. I mean, this is the problem. So
that's not helping him.
We're swinging for liquor all of a sudden.
Hang on. Can I just interrupt? Ricky Gino is saying Fisher's out for 2 to 4 weeks.
Oh, fuck,
that's got to be a G up. Surely, I've not heard that. I've been busy as get out. That's got to be a G up.
I thought Dom DeLuise was dead, man, because this whole season all of a sudden feels like an episode of Candid Camera. There's a hidden camera here somewhere. This is a G up.
Yeah, come on.
Bullshit.
Shit.
Who's Ricky? So why all of a sudden are we believe in this Ricky dude?
So what are we doing with centre? Yeah, I we'll find out in 2 minutes. But what are we doing with centre? Okay, so on that right edge, you got multiple, like all footy, you got multiple problems compounding themselves. So Nikore is too slow laterally. Tanner Boyd is too slow laterally and is a weak contact, right? Yeah. Then you've got Catewell there, who I think is playing injured. Right, so aside from being a back row playing at centre, he's also, I think, playing injured. I think he's been playing injured since he got that injury in the Knights game, and he was looking, to me, injured on the weekend. Then you've got Dal, who, if in doubt, will do something stupid. Right, so you've you know what I mean? So totally. So that's your right edge. Now,
that's a bad right edge, man.
So can we solve that? Well, how do we solve it? Rocco Berry's injured. Ali Tower, as far as I understand, is injured. Is swapping Dal out going to solve it? Probably not. Who else are you going to put there? Like, again, are you going to go and get, someone unproven from Reggie's and put him there? What do you think? Like, I just don't. There's an option. We don't have the player.
that's why I'm looking at chance, like just as much for our centre weakness as wanting to get some creativity at fullback.
I think he'd be a great.
Probably
centre.
the main reason I want him. Well, he's proven he's a good centre, test centre, gone well for the Warriors there. I don't know, just to plug a gaping hole, even though he's still our best fullback.
He is still our best fullback. Yeah,
you've kind of half turned me around on that, because I agree that centre is. Yeah, I don't know. I like not because of what Tame will bring to the back, but because of the hole in the centre. I
think he should be centre because he's our best. He could be our best centre for a good few years.
Yeah,
not that he's the best fullback.
Let's see what Webby reckons.
Yeah, we've got the team list here, boys. So bear with me.
Sweet. Dolphins, 8:00 Friday night, New Zealand time, eh?
Yeah, 6:00 Australian Eastern. It's at 4:00 in Perth. It's pretty weird if you're living in Perth, big Warriors fan.
There you go.
4:00 on a Wednesday. So
bit of a change at 6 there, boys. Yeah.
Fonzie!
Jeez. No changes. None of our changes there, Brad. So let's read her out. 1 to 17. Fullback Chance Nickel Clockstead. The wings down Martinis, Luzniak, Roger to us. Sheck. Centers Adam Pompey, Kurt Capewell. The halves Tamati Mountain, as predicted by Fonz. Tanner Boyd at halfback. The forwards, it is James Fisher Harris out. As so Ricky, apologies for my colleague said here there. Dimitri Vaimalga getting his first run on start at prop. Sam Healy at hooker. Jackson Ford starting at the other front row position. The back row, Lika Halasima, Marata Nukore, Aaron Clark. Interchange Tang Tua Picky at 14. Jacob Laban, Freddie Lussick, and Tanner Stiles Smith.
Holy shit.
That is
It's a pretty butty team list.
Riddle
Tuesday
me this.
there, boys.
What is going on there?
Man, so I can't be reading this team list during dry July, I'm telling you.
Jesus. That is there's all sorts going on there. Oh, so Ricky did have the good orders.
100%, Ricky. Well done, son. Thank you.
Yeah. So no Chanel at all, and not in the reserves. The reserves are Eddie Iramia Taava. Exciting to see him in the 18. Bunty Afai, Kosi, Kalani going, and Makaya Taufoa, who has been doing some great things as a hooker for Flegg and New South Wales Cup, even though he's sort of down the pecking order. Exciting for the Linwood Cares product to get a naming in the 23 there.
That can't be the 17 that rolls out.
Do you know, I've got one theory looking at that. There could be what do you reckon about a debut for Eddie at centre and Capewell shifting into the forwards?
And
I don't know. Eddie Iramia Toiava there.
Marata to the sort of middle rotation and Lussick out. I mean, yeah. Well, I guess he's hooker cover because Tane isn't. And you got Healy who can, play 80, but then if he goes down, there's not really many other options there unless you're shuffling Tamati back and finding another 5'8", which
it's got to be
probably that. But man,
my prediction looking at this on the fly is Eddie's going to come in and play centre. Capes is going to go to back row. Marata's going to take Lussick's spot on the bench.
Or go to prop
start maybe
by Monga.
I reckon they'll start. Yeah.
You reckon they'll start by Monga if they've got Marata there? Yeah, I think there's some who dickery going on here, I reckon. What is who dickery dackery?
It's the only way to describe this lineup, Brad. You need a new word for it.
It's confusing.
Yeah.
Oh, Martin, that's good. We'll get to see what's going on there at 5'8" this weekend, Fonz. See if you're on the button there.
Stephen Peck has mentioned that Lussick plays middle forward for New South Wales Cup, but he is, he's not a big one.
Yeah. My 6-year-old plays middle forward for the under sevens. He ain't playing middle forward. He ain't playing middle forward in first grade, man. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah. So Well, I'm assuming Chanel has an injury.
He must be if he's not there at all, even in reserves.
What have we got? Any? No, just it doesn't say in the news. The NRL.com. We would wait for the Warriors official release about their team list. Obviously, Egan out with concussion protocols, and Tane the 14, which we have called for at times. Brad, you've been pretty vocal about Tane as a 14
I'm
option,
happy with that. The Lussick thing is
how he's
mind-blowing.
used, though. Yes, it's how Tuapicki's used. He could just sit there for 75 minutes if there's no injuries but he does offer a lot of versatility.
Well, Tane's playing the Temare role, right? So if we look at it that way, so Temare's gone into 6. CHT's either injured or having a rest. Okay, I'm surprised. Like I would have had CHT at 14. So in my reshuffle,
but
I was putting in there because
there's no way they'd drop him. Surely, I mean, he hasn't been that
not
bad
like that
at all.
No, he shouldn't be dropped, and he's better hooker cover, than because like Healy. The reason Freddie's there is because Healy's he's played his second NRL game, and we're putting all our eggs in that basket.
Do 80 minutes.
Yeah, and so I thought CHT would be good at 14 for hooker cover there, but they haven't got that, so that's probably the thinking behind having Freddie. John Parker, CHT must be injured because we're cursed, and Fisher's injured because we're cursed. This is the weakest team. This is the weakest team we've rolled out for the year, surely.
Since the Magic round last year, isn't it?
Yeah, it has.
Against the Dolphins as well, was it?
Yeah, we had a similar, probably even more depleted against the Dolphins and got a very gutsy win there. So, but I don't know if it's going to be good enough this week.
James and Levon. Hey, Levon, how are you, man? They're saying he got injured in the last 10 minutes on the weekend. Okay. Yeah, right. I didn't spot that. I was,
Shit, I haven't been looking at any news about that game in the weekend, so that's probably why I'm not hearing about any of it. Sam Healy needs to add another string to his bow, doesn't he? He's too good of a player to just be sitting waiting for Wade Egan to get injured, isn't he? Does he need to try and learn how to be a half or a lock or something?
Yeah, I'd love to see him turn into, be a genuine 14 that can come on and play a bit of lock because he's got that ball playing mouse. Like it's not like he just does everything from dummy half. When he gets the ball with a bit of space, he looks like a playmaker. So this is a great opportunity for him if we're looking glass half full.
He's the goods, man. I'm not worried about him. I reckon he'll go really well. I'm just I don't know if that team rolls out. So you got similar problems on your right edge. Your starting props Vaimaga and Ford is actually not a horrible balance, but the idea that they're getting subs because Vaimaga he can max do 40 minutes. So at the 20-minute mark, you've got one of Tanner Smith and Freddie Lussick coming on to partner Jackson Ford, and that has me throwing up in my own mouth.
There's also Laban. Laban could go to second row and Nakorde to the middle. For a stint, but tough.
I think it's to be continued, this team list a little bit.
Hey, Nucky Brothers saying tackle at the top. There's some kind of narrative around injuries. Let's have a look.
Let's scroll up, boys.
Oh, is it?
You should be running this show, mate. Seriously.
Yeah, we do need a producer. Okay.
Get him on. Tuesdays.
Warriors, there it is.
No, I don't know. Yeah, we'll take you.
Must be right at the top somewhere.
Team list. Yeah.
Can we just automate someone to read that out and just not do the show? Pretty much.
Yeah. Just get AI to do everything. Boys, that's a tough one. We'll go through this Dolphins team list day. Fullback Hamaso Tabuai-Fido, the Queensland Origin fullback. Wingers Jermaine Osako and Jake Averillo, both having great seasons. Max Fiange and Herbie Farmworth contend for best centre in the game. Cody Nikorima is back. That's good timing for us. He's been on fire this year. Isaiah Katoa, one of the rising stars of the game. At halfback in the Fords, Francis Molo, Jeremy Marshall King, and Felice Kalfusi. In the front row, back row is Connolly, Lemialu, Oren Keeley, Kurt Donohoe. Interchange, Ray Stone, All Blacks, Taufa, young Kiwi who's grabbing his opportunity by the sounds of it, Mark Nichols and Josh Kerr. So changes, I think they have the bye last week in the Dolphins. The big ins though, Nikarima, Kaufusi, and Mark Nichols all coming back into the side. Averillo he played 5/8 against the Cowboys in their last win, and he's back on the wing. Very versatile and dangerous competitor, and that's who will be trying to expose that leaky right edge of ours. It will be Farnworth and Averillo. Now we saw if you watched them torch the Cowboys a couple of weeks ago, they absolutely ripped apart their right edge in the first half, which is a terrifying prospect. There's a right edge that can also contain Tom Dearden. I think ours is probably even more suspect, and that is extremely concerning.
Yeah, that's their team is obviously man for man on paper better than ours. There's no two ways about that.
Yeah.
It sort of tails off a bit with the back row and the bench. Not amazing, but from 1 to 10, they've certainly got quite the edge on us, and that 1 to 7 especially is a little bit terrifying.
And
you'd love an Averillo on your wing, wouldn't you? He's one of those other players that you look at jealously at other teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nervy, isn't it? 8:00 Friday night.
Should we see what our and I've been quite enjoying this segment where you boys guess the odds. So what our friends at the TAB have to say about this one? What are you thinking, boys?
I learned, is it $1.70 to 2.10?
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
Who's way?
We're the favourites, I think, at $1.70, aren't we?
We got no business. We got no business being favourites here.
Yeah, we are. Opening is $1.78 favourites. I don't know. Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, $1.78. Dolphins $2.05 outsiders. I don't know if they've adjusted yet for the team list dropping. I want to put your life on Dolphins at $2.05.
Pile it in.
Yeah, I'm sure that will swing around. Yeah,
well, that's definitely one of the more interesting team lists Webby's ever chucked out there, isn't it? Like, have we ever had so many perplexed sort of looks at a screen?
Oh, we've had plenty of those, mate. Don't worry. Can you just scroll down, Will, a little bit?
Are you shopping for that? Seeing if that ring's still there for sale?
Okay, so if I'm looking going in the fair income department, we've got to get another prop on that bench. So it's really bunty.
Yeah.
No Tommy Ale. What do we know about? Is that Makala Tafua?
He's a hooker and a good one, but yeah, I don't see him.
That's it. So he's come out of absolutely nowhere to make a game day team list Tuesday 23.
He's played a fair bit of New South Wales Cup over the past couple of years. He's sort of been bumped. He's played a fair bit of flag this year because we've got so many hookers, and Egan hasn't been getting injured this year. But good little player, and had a good game in that win over South.
You would only put him at number 23 if you reckon there's a potential injury risk to Healy or Lussick.
Yeah, it is a curious one, but it'll be a huge call to catapult him into the 17.
And your mate Ed Cossey's there just in case someone wants to.
Did you see his assist in the weekend? Ed
Cossey was on fire.
He was on fire. The big
two try assists on the weekend.
He rules at New South. They're going to have a statue of him for New South Wales Cup, I reckon.
Yeah, 3 line breaks, 192 metres, 2 try assists.
Big Ed. Yeah, man. He was on fire.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think I'd ever say it, but on form, he probably deserves a spot over Dallin. I know his ceiling is far, far lower. He's probably even more prone to a shocker, but yeah, geez. That's how bad Dallin's going. Any more thoughts on how we get over the top of these guys? Fonz, I mean, their pack is it's not elite. And
Neither's
if we can
ours,
sort of
though,
get
at
on
the
top of
moment.
them in the middle, it's just pretty tough now. Barnett gone for the year and James Fisher out. Aaron Clark has to have a massive game. I think he sort of needs to step up as the marquee man in that pack now.
So
Aaron Clark's arguably the best forward in that starting 13 for either team, really.
Yeah.
So look, it's so Vomaga, he could have he's broken out as a bench forward. He could have a game where he stamps himself as a starter. Let's be positive. He could do that. He's got it in him. He's going to be a starting forward. There's no doubt about that.
He's not going to die wondering anyway. He'll give it a massive crack. I bet he's absolutely fizzing to start.
And so then you think you got him and Ford. Let's say they bring Laban in to start, so Murata can go to prop, either starting or bench. Then they bring Eddie in as bench back row cover. I mean, there's still a bit going on in our pack. It's in 18 months' time, what's on that screen? What's on that screen there could be a very good four pack. It's just it doesn't feel like a team that's going to deliver that controlled grind them to dust, field position performance, does it? Because Temara is not really that six. I wouldn't say that pack is really that pack. Like Healy's a player who wants to run out of dummy half, wants an up-tempo game. Look, we all I'm going to say is we're going to see something different here. That's for sure.
Yeah, we are. We really are.
Yeah. No, looking forward to it. Friday night.
I'm actually looking forward to the fact that going into a game not probably expecting a win. This is tough. The way the Dolphins have gone recently, I'm sort of thinking they might give us a beating as well. It's going to be quite nice not expecting a win. And you
can look at that tight. So the Dolphins form line, I mean, they have put the cleaners through. So they've won 5 of their last 7. In each of those wins, they've scored 43 plus points, including 50 plus 3 times. Their losses, though, were disappointing ones to Newcastle over in Perth and 24-12 to the Sharks, who were badly out of form going into that game. That was 2 games ago, around 19. They're coming off a bye. So a lot to play for them. They're driving for their first finals appearance, and they're right in that that fringe, battling with Manly and the Roosters and the likes of them for a final spot, but still yet to prove themselves as a consistent team. I
tell you what, if we do lose, I am not taking Otis to rugby on Saturday. There is no way I'm getting accosted by 15 rugby dads going, "What happened to your team last night?" So, geez, for Odie's sake, the Warriors better get up and win, or else he's going to have no dad cheering him on this weekend. Eat a bowl of dick. Oh, tough, isn't it? Placey's last 2 days. What happened? Man. Just go into the toilet in Placey's and cry into the sink.
Elsewhere in Warriors land, boys, NRLW Magic Round, the Warriors are playing the Cowboys. This is all in Newcastle. Our game is at 1:50 p.m. New Zealand time on Sunday, so kicking off the Sunday schedule. And our New South Wales Cup lads, 1v2, playing the Dragons in Wollongong. That's on Saturday at 5:10 p.m. New Zealand time, I think.
What a win. What was it, 66-6 in the weekend?
68-6. The boys have got a 7-point lead at the top of that ladder. So, geez, there's a team you can see you watch.
And the Rabbits are in trouble, aren't they? They're at the bottom of that table as well as pretty much the bottom of the NRL. They've got a couple of tough seasons ahead, haven't they?
Yeah. Shocking injury toll, but geez, those sort of scorelines pretty ugly. If I can direct you to, this is a bit of stat talk, my TAB Punters Lounge article, New Zealand Warriors stat chat for round 21. 6 of our last 7, as we talked about, Brad, against the Titans. We've still got to play them again, so that's becoming a real bogey. The only other teams in the NRL to have won more than 5 of their last 7 against the Warriors are Melbourne, Penrith, and the Roosters. So, yeah, annoying company for the Titans to be in for us. Losing games that we're widely expected to win. Pretty familiar, wouldn't you say, Brad and Fonz? Over the years, we're just, bottling those games where you just think, here's 2 points for us.
You just start getting comfortable, eh?
Yeah, but amazingly, for just looked at the second half of the season where it's sort of relevant how poorly an opposition team is traveling. It's the only the fourth time in our history, and the first in a decade that we've lost to the team running last on the ladder during the second half of a regular season, if that all makes sense. The last time was against the Tigers in the second last round. Got thumped 50-16. This was in 2015 as we lost 8 straight when Sean's leg broke off. The other times were around 2005, lost to the Knights, who were absolutely flying. They're probably the best wooden spooners of all time. They actually set a record for the most wins by a wooden spooner in a season. Andrew Johns won the Dally M on the back of that. And then 1998, lost to the Gold Coast Chargers at Carrara Stadium in round 18. Wes Patton on fire for the Chargers that day.
Always like the Chargers.
So, annoying company for, to bad time to pull out a loss like that. It's actually also our first loss to a team in the bottom 3 in the second half of the season since that Titans loss in the last round in 2022 when Tanner Boyd kicked them to a golden point win. So it is a bit of an outlier for recent years, which, I know the Titans played really well, didn't play like a last place team, but it's still a bit jarring, boys.
Was that the first loss we've had to a team outside the top 8 this year as well? Did I see a random one of that last week? We hadn't lost to anyone outside the top 8.
Yeah, well, 2 losses to Canberra have been in the top 8 all year. Obviously, round 1, no one was anywhere. Melbourne, who have always been there. Penrith, I'm not quite sure if they were in the top 8.
That was the outlier.
Yeah,
they were at the time, but
they were.
But they just sneak in.
No, they weren't.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's the end of that. Stop trying to.
Yeah. But it's definitely, the caliber of teams that have beaten us. The other one was Brisbane, who were, on the charge again. So it is disappointing to lose to that one side.
On the flip side, we've barely beaten anyone in the 8. We've, I think it was.
Just listed the top 8 we've lost to. Yeah, true.
Yeah. Well, if you run through it, we lost to Canberra, Melbourne, Brisbane. Oh no, we beat Brisbane, so we got one win against them. We lost to Penrith. Got a win against the Sharks. Have we beaten anyone else in there?
Yeah, Manly in the 8 at the moment. We haven't beaten Sharks and Manly.
I think
Manly dropped out, did they? Yeah.
Oh well. It's still far exceeding expectations this season, but we want more. It showed so much promise 5-6 rounds ago.
A loss to the Dolphins, a loss to the Bulldogs, and then then it starts getting pretty tight. There's not that huge of a gap if the teams below us start winning. So yeah.
Hey, did you guys talk about Jack Cleary supposedly getting promoted to the top 30?
No, I didn't actually catch up on that news. And Jack Cleary obviously is a bit of a flat track bully type performance, but he went really well in that big New South Wales Cup win, couple of solo tries, try assists. So top 30, eh?
For this
reportedly,
year.
Now,
really,
reportedly, and there's been a few people on Twitter saying, he's time to call him up, play first grade. Now that makes a lot more sense if we now learn CST's injured. Because if you look at it, I didn't know CST was injured. So if you look at it, you go, so what if Tim Murray or Tanner Boyd goes down this weekend? Right?
Yeah, there's no one.
There's no one there.
No one. Luke Hanson's injured as well. He's got a broken cheekbone, so he can't come up.
Yeah.
So Cleary's been called into the top 30, I think, to be injury cover. So we could, touch wood, hope to God it doesn't happen, but we could, if there's one more injury, we could see Jack Cleary come from Fleeg straight into first grade this year, which is crazy. And I
way
don't
too
want to
early.
way too early. But
Way too green. Oh,
yeah,
Kind of exciting though,
interesting. It is exciting. Yeah.
because his name's Cleary. He looks
So
like
how-
Cleary.
So Fisher Harris is out for four. Did it get
At 2
told?
to
Are
4,
we
did you
told it
say?
was 2 to 4? Ricky's been
Yeah.
pretty reliable so far.
Yeah, we'll take Ricky's word as gospel here. 2 to 4.
What about CHT?
And that's a
Rick?
big blow. Big blow.
it's horrible. It's just horrible.
It is. All we want is we just want a little bit of glory sooner or later. A little bit of
Hang on.
glory.
I'm going to read you the press release. So Fish is out for 2 games with a calf. Harris DeVita has a calf, which will keep him out for a week. Okay, so that's not too bad. Egan's doing concussion protocol. Kurt Cabell's captain in Fish's absence, which is probably why he rolled into the press
that's why he
conference
was at
last
the
week.
media. Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Makes sense.
Tamara comes in, and Tane and Freddie are there, they said, with a smile on their face. And then they talk through the extended bench. So that's the update from the club. And the club points out that the Warriors find themselves in a similar injury predicament to the one we had last year against the Dolphins in round 12, where we overcame a massive injury toll to win 24-20. So there you go.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh well.
hopefully, like we have seen so many times, these backs to the wall, and sort of what it feels like. You know, a couple of our bigger guns joining some already big guns in the casualty ward. Maybe it is that could be the spark to sort of turn around this little bit of a mini slump we've found ourselves in form wise. But yeah, big ass boys.
It is. What? Big ass.
Big-
Oh, big ask.
Yeah.
Not after dry July, mate.
Been
Doing
backing
some
away the
lunges.
donuts, have you, Fonz?
Fading away.
Or have you? Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I thought you might have been substituting. Good to hear, Fonz. You'll be looking very svelte after. Oh, you've only got a couple of days left. You know,
Yeah. What is it tomorrow?
Well-
Isn't it? Oh no.
Well,
Fine,
I had
on a slab for the game on Friday night.
I had a mate have his work farewell on the 4th, which was
Oh,
a
here we
Friday.
go.
So,
Here we go.
and I put away about 20 that day. So I decided I need to go through to the 4th.
Oh, so you're going to go beyond.
Okay.
Yeah, just to square it up. So,
Like
Yeah.
through. Yeah, no, fair enough.
so no, but the week after she'll be back on.
Oh, enjoy that last week of sobriety, Fonz. And
Yeah.
let's-
Does that run out? Does it run out at 12 o'clock Friday night for you? But it's
Well, Oh, mate, it's not. It's not a Ramadan, mate. I'm not going to be staying up just so I can quickly.
I mean, if you're that pissed off after another loss and you're just waiting for the clock to turn 12 to drown your sorrows more than anything, let's hope
Like
it
I
doesn't
said,
come to that.
If we keep dropping out these team lists, I'm going to be struggling. But anyway,
Who knows? Freddie may be the little piece we needed, the piece of the puzzle that we didn't know was missing.
the savior.
Freddie Lussick. Yeah.
Mm.
Next man up. All right, my back teeth are floating. I need to learn.
Yeah, boys,
use
same.
Little boy. So,
Let's wrap her up, eh?
Yeah.
Thanks, Fonz, for joining
Thanks,
us again.
boys.
2 in a row, mate. It's been awesome.
Yeah,
Brad, you too.
awesome.
King's Container Crew, TAB, Frank Podcast, everyone that's tuned in live and commented, and everyone's listening after the fact. Patreon supporters. Missed anyone else? Yeah.
Shout out
All
to
the
Mullet.
families.
Mullet, Tyski's brother, had a little boy Theo today. So actually, I should slide that in there for Moji. Yeah.
Theo, can I just ask, do you know if it's in honor of Malcolm Jamal
Huxtable.
Warner passing away last week? Is it a homage?
No, Mullet's not that smart. It'll be Theo because he likes Theo. There'll be no story. Yeah, if you meet Mullet, you'd go, no, he just chose He just chose Theo. Yeah, he's actually
If he called him, if he called him Hulk, that'd be a bit too much of a coincidence.
No, I don't know.
And
Right.
shout out to Nathan Lim, who after doing a podcast with Mike Burgess for about 3 years, Mike's finally followed him on Twitter. So it's big milestone for Nathan there. He's really coming of age. So good stuff, Nathan. Good
Doesn't
mate.
give away his follows easily. Old Mike
No.
Burgess, friend of the show, by the way, and good mate of mine.
Is he like this
What
one?
else?
He's
He's been on. I
followed?
don't know. He's been on it.
Don't
several
get
times.
cocky.
Yeah.
I'll see it. I'll do a little check just to see.
Yeah.
It took 3 years for old Nate to get it sorted.
Yeah, well, now that I know Mike's following Nate, I'm going to unfollow Mike because he's keeping pretty low company over there. So
Sweet.
Good
Oh,
times,
well.
boys.
All the
Righto,
best for
lads.
Friday
Thanks.
night, team.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, enjoy the game on Friday night, 8 o'clock New Zealand time. Until then, here's to feeling good all the time.
This is a Frank podcast.